right, hello friends. I'm going to teach you some things about weaving with paper. Weaving really means over, under, over, under, over, under, and then you switch and go the other direction. So here's my loom. This is called a loom. And these are gonna be my paper pieces that I'm gonna weave in. I might wanna think about what colors I'm gonna use before I get started. I think I'm gonna use yellow, red, pink, and purple. All right, now, I'm gonna start at the edge here, lift up the piece and go under, then I'm over the next, I'm gonna lift up the next one, under, and then I'm over the next, it slides right over, and then I lift the bridge, goes under the bridge, every other one. So over, under. Now this row is finished, and I'm gonna push it to the top. Then I'm gonna start with a different color, or the same color if I want. And see how I started under here? This time I'm going to start over, over, and it's gonna be the opposite, like a checkerboard. Lifting the ones that I wanna go under and sliding across the ones that I wanna go over. See that? And I'm just gonna keep on trucking until I fill the whole page. It gets a little trickier down below. Now this time I started over, so I'm gonna go under again, just like the first one. And lift up my bridge on every other one, over, over, and then under. Whenever it's under, I lift my bridge. Under, and then I'm gonna slide it up. Try to get it right up against the row in front of it, or the row that you just did. Okay, there I go. Now, I started under this one, so this time I'm going to go over. So I'm gonna lift up the bridge on the second one, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Ooh, look, another row. I'm gonna keep doing this until I fill my whole weaving. When I'm finished, I'm going to use a glue stick to glue down all of these bits, but I wanna see, maybe I like these pieces coming out the end. And if I do, maybe I wanna even them up, or maybe I wanna do something funky with them where they're long on one side and short on the other. You can think about that too, or you can trim them off and have a clean edge. So, grabbing my glue stick, I am going to glue every one of these down after I've finished. I'm doing it now so that you guys can get started. 1, 2, and over here I have another one that's on top. You're only gluing the ones that are on top because you're gonna glue them on the other side. If they're under this side, that means they're over the other side. So now I'm gonna peel these back and put some glue on. This glue will disappear. It's purple now, but it will be see-through soon enough. I have to go down both sides, and now they're stuck. They don't move. Okay, I wanted to show y'all what common mistakes we make. So I'm doing the over, under. Sometimes you have to check your work every row. Look, what did I do wrong there? Can you see what I did wrong there? I went over 2 instead of 1. So that means I've got to come back out. I can save what's right and make sure that I'm only going over or under 1, okay? You got to check your work at every row. I like to go over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Now, here's the next most popular mistake that artists make. Instead of switching the direction and going under the first one, because this one is over, they do exactly like the one before it. And I want to show you what happens when you do that. All right, so now I have 2 that are exactly the same. Check out what will happen when I start to push them together. It goes right under the first one. So you must check it every row. by pushing them together to make sure you did it right. This one starts over, so I'm gonna make sure I slide under it to start, okay? Lift the bridge. It's always easiest to lift the bridge. I've gone over one. I'm gonna lift this bridge. I'm checking it as I go. I'm gonna have to go under this one. So always check while you're doing it, but especially at the end. And the way you can really check this is by pushing the pieces together. If you push them together and they don't fall on top of each other, you've got it right. And they should be opposite, like a checkerboard, touching diagonally, okay? If they're not diagonally touching by corners, if they're touching on top of each other, you got it wrong. But diagonally is right, like a checkerboard or a chessboard. Okay, so check your work before you do a lot of it.